Welcome to episode number 2 of Wilko Wednesday. I feel it's only appropriate if we start this the only way we really know how. So here are two great, awesome sounds for you. Doing good. Doing even better now. Been a heck of a week, man.
Oh, it has.
But hey, glad to be back. Thanks everybody for tuning in again. Apparently we didn't suck so bad the first time that you're back for a second time. I also appreciate all of the feedback we got from a couple of different people out there. So thank you very much for listening and the positive feedback, and not just saying that we're terrible at this and to stop, because that means a lot, and we will keep going.
Here we go.
So, we got a lot of feedback that we should probably stick to like a certain topic or a couple of topics over the 20-25 minutes we'll do this.
Well, hell, and my my dumb stoner person self will forget where I'm headed with the story all the time.
Hey,
so
we'll go
be prepared.
Yeah, we'll go on tangents. Like, I'm perfectly prepared for a tangent or two.
Well, hell, earlier this week we decided to, or I guess late last week, we decided to move some furniture around.
Yeah, that was happening last week.
A couple of advantages to doing that. You get a new feel for the space. You get, well, we had an unexpected advantage. We have a beer fridge dedicated to beer. It's one of our favorite pieces in the house. It's constantly filled to the brim. It holds over 100 beers.
Cold beers.
Oh. Anyway, we were moving this thing around, and turns out there's this one shelf on it that, you can't quite put beers in there the long way, so we try to fit them in sideways, and they would roll out the front anytime you open the refrigerator. But we moved it from one side of the room to the other side, and our apartment leans towards the wall it's up against now. And we gained 3 extra beers.
3 extra 12-ounce cans of ice cold brewskis.
You could put 3 extra cans of PBR if you move your refrigerator from one side of the house to the other.
I wonder if it would have worked if we just would have turned it so it was facing, like, when you walk in the front door, it's just the glass door of it just looking at you like, what are you doing here? And it opened.
That'd have been asking for trouble. You could have hit that door with the front one.
No doubt. It would have been tragic. But yeah, it works good now. We kind of added a lot more space, isolated the rooms earlier. The living room just kind of blended into the dining room and the kitchen, but now it's kind of isolated itself. It looks good. Got a lot more light, a lot more space. Looks freaking fantastic. But that's enough of one random tangent for now, because we've already begun. I wonder why. We went on a tangent. Perhaps it was something to do with the old bubbly.
So, Matt, what, I know you might have some family listening, but what are you doing for Mother's Day?
Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is just around the corner. So I will be sadly working that weekend. But usually my mom likes to plant some flowers, go golfing. The 4 of us have gone golfing before. My sister absolutely hates golfing. High K. But I'll tell you what, she enjoys golfing when the right situation is there. And by the right situation, I mean like a little bit of alcohol and not having to listen to constant hints from my dad. It's a funny experience to say the least. But no, it's a whole lot of just hanging out at home, planting flowers for Mom, getting the garden ready for the summer, and that's really always kind of been it. And then just relaxing, playing board games at night. That's kind of it. Huh? How about you?
Mother's Day.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm. My mom, much like your mom, likes to garden, and got her a couple of plants, a little rose bush.
Nice.
Start, and a couple of dahlias.
Nice. Planning to
get
go
her
down
a nice hat. Nice hat, maybe some tools.
Heck yeah.
Like a trowel. Yeah.
Solid, dude.
Yeah.
Well, with Mother's Day almost
here. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the moms listening out there. It's a good call. Completely spaced that was happening just a couple weeks from now. It's so close. No, wait.
Well,
I'm
April,
wrong. Yeah, April flew.
When I was living in Hawaii, there was this saying, when you're relaxed and taking all this time to yourself, the days go by quickly, but the weeks take forever. And April felt a lot like that.
Yeah.
For, different reasons, being COVID and whatnot, and just having to spend a lot of time on your own. The days just seem to disappear, but a week takes forever. Just drags its feet.
True. Too true.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, of course, with Mother's Day right here, that means that our favorite, warmest season here in Colorado is also just around the corner, being the summer.
Let's go summer!
So, yeah, happy to finally have it here. We played a little frisbee golf today to begin the summer, which was fantastic.
My gosh, and
it was beautiful.
I'm gonna say it right now because there's no point in trying to hide it. Matt's better than me.
Woo! Deal with it! Come at me! You want to play some frisbee golf? Let's go!
It sucks.
No, it doesn't suck, dude. What? We don't play for anything, but we don't even play for bragging rights. We play for a serious Texas taco.
Oh, we
That's
play for
all we do.
tacos. Gamble a taco on your next game of golf. It'll make it more fun, I promise.
It's like $6. There's nothing to it. By the way, Serious Texas, if you want to sponsor Wilko Wednesdays, that would be fantastic. We do eat your food quite a bit, and it is delicious.
Oh, what is it that we always get?
It's the Texas taco.
Just the regular old Texas taco.
Texas taco. We usually pulled pork for brisket.
Brisket.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
100%. Because their brisket's dynamite, man. I need to get just a platter from there and just go through everything because I've heard their turkey's really good too.
After
and it's been a
moving
while.
so close, like we could walk there in less than 15 minutes. I bet if we were in a hustle, 20 minutes.
I bet we could do it faster than that.
Yeah, ride your bike. It's 3.
Yeah, if that. I mean, we're missing every single stoplight. Hop on Spring Creek Trail.
Oh my
we're
gosh.
there. It's terrible.
We used to. Actually, we didn't do this very often, but I've done it a number of times myself, where you pause at the hole at the corner of the golf course because it's right there next to the business center, and you can go to Serious Texas on like the 12th, 13th. They change the course sometimes, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, at one end of the golf course, you can just hop off, get on the sidewalk, walk 5 minutes down Timberline, and boom.
Serious Texas.
You could stop for a Texas taco and a margarita.
Ice cold margarita or a beer.
Finish off your game, dude. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's like 3/4 of the way through the game, but still.
Yeah. Dude, heck yeah. Well, other than us playing a ridiculous amount of frisbee golf this summer, which, I mean, we were planning to do anyways, what are your big plans for the summer? I know COVID's kind of put a damper on a couple of them.
Oh, my.
But
there's a Primus is coming to Red Rocks.
I know. You've been talking about it for months now.
That's going to be good. Man, I've had 3 concerts already that have been canceled or postponed, and man, I'm a concert goer.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm missing that for sure.
Rough. Yep.
What else? Well, let's see. Doing some backpacking trails.
There you go.
Yeah. Actually trying to do something with the whole family. Go down to Alamosa, do the sand dunes.
You've been at the sand dunes before, right?
Oh my gosh.
They're fantastic.
One of the best things about the sand dunes is like finding the top or like the end of like a row of dunes.
Yeah.
Because it has like it's the most extreme of the drop-offs of the dunes. The ones at the front of like the wind pattern or whatever.
Yep.
And just jumping off that one side. Like it...
Because you're not going to hit anything but sand. There's nothing there.
So, like, you got all these people, like, doing their sandboarding.
Yep.
And you see a lot of them slide off, and just, like, they're going so fast on those boards, when they slide off, they get these terrible raspberries.
Yeah.
It just... I'm likely to injure myself a lot of the time doing something too fast, so...
that's
I'm
fair.
not about it. But the jumping off the side, like it looks like it goes straight down, but once you get up there, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
And you make you jump off and you make contact with the sand dune for just a little bit, enough to dig in, and then you kick off again and you drop like another 15 feet and you just like make contact with the sand and start sliding. It doesn't hurt at all.
Right.
And it's so much fun because it takes forever to get to the top.
Yeah.
Walking in sand uphill is difficult terrain.
Huge workout.
Oh my God.
Huge workout.
No wonder camels are awesome.
Dude, no doubt. Hiking up those hills, I don't know. Like, that's a big animal. I feel like camels are bigger than most horses as far as just like leg length and being tall, but I don't really... It's crazy to me, man. It's absolutely crazy. But, summer's around the corner. I'm about to get LASIK, as you know, so I'm excited to finally do some golfing in 20/20 vision without contacts. I'm freaking stoked.
Oh, I got it. So, the first time...
Tangent alert.
Yeah, tangent alert. First time I took my nephew and my niece to the zoo, Actually, I don't think the niece was born yet. God. Blends together. There's lots of family.
Must be tough being an uncle. Hey,
Oh
Kay,
my
get to
gosh.
work. I want to be an uncle.
Anyway, it was the first time for one of them coming to the zoo, and we get down to the camel exhibit.
Excuse me, sorry. Wow, that was really inappropriate, but go ahead.
These camels. So anyway, we're all walking up. We're got the ice cream, just had lunch. We're kind of like slowly cruising, trying to work it off a little bit, gain our energy back, and finish the zoo. And we come up to the camel exhibit, and there's one camel just like kind of standing aloof off into the background, and another camel kind of like doing
camel things.
So there's this behavior where like they smell the genitalia of the other sex.
Okay.
During
so camel
the
things.
season, yeah, nature things. But they don't only taste, so they'll taste the urine of the opposite sex, or even the feces.
Oh, the poopy poop. Got it.
And we walk up, and like this one that's staring off into the whatever starts pooping, and this other one walks up and starts to like lick the poop directly out of the bunghole.
Oh,
so they're camel.
Oh no!
And we're there with the kids, and the kids are like, "Well, what's going?
What is this,
Mommy? What's happening?" And I'm like, "Thank God I'm not your mom right now." I'm the uncle. I gotta walk away from this one. Fuck. Oh.
Oh man, that'd be a sight to see right there. Wow. Ugh. Only at the zoo.
You know what doesn't happen in the summertime at the zoo? Sexual acts. It all happens in the spring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're a parent out there, you can just skip straight to summer. If you go during the spring, you're going to have to explain some things to your kids. And it's going to be rough. But, I mean, you can do it. Most of you parents out there are getting it right. I mean, we know at least 2 sets of parents that got it right with Ann and Tom Day, and then the Wilkonowskis, of course. So, those lovely people.
Oh, my.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilkonowski, you guys are legendary, by the way. Like, you've raised a fantastic young man who just has developed his own little bad habits.
Oh, the Day. The Day family's right, too.
Oh, man. We were both very lucky.
Yeah.
And we've developed our own little bad habits. Both of us have,
absolutely.
for sure.
Well, it's we won the parent lottery.
Oh, for sure. No doubt about it. The zoo. Good Lord. I can't. Oh, no. I went for zoo lights. God, I love zoo lights, too. But that's still months away. We'll have a whole topic on that one. Sorry, that tangent took us completely off to the side there for an extended period of time.
Welcome back to summer.
Yeah, I was about to say welcome to summer, but not just that. It's welcome to Wilko Wednesdays. It's kind of what we do. It's Tangent City up in here, and I apologize for that.
Day long. We'll work on it. Structure's going to come.
Yeah, it will. For sure. Are you going anywhere outside of the beautiful state of Colorado this summer?
Whew. That's a good question. I got a buddy who moved out east recently. I visited him out there before in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, I might. Flights are going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
All we do is sit around, drink, smoke weed, go fishing, play disc golf. Virginia is beautiful.
I haven't been out there, but I have heard.
So out Newport Beach, they got like all the canals and stuff.
Okay.
So like, as you're driving through a neighborhood, everyone's front yard is to a street and has the driveway, typical neighborhood, and then everyone's backyard has a fence line up against the a canal.
Oh my gosh!
And it's just every row of houses.
Wow.
And there's catfish and turtles and there's all sorts of stuff living in there, and it's like we spent 2 whole days just like walking through his neighborhood, fishing different spots in the channel, smoking weed, drinking beer.
Wow. And
it was beautiful, and it was relaxing. It was awesome.
Nice. That does sound really nice. I would like to get out east just to see it. I don't know about the huge cities, the New Yorks, the Bostons, like the big areas out there. I think I like my elbow room more than I care to admit, but I just can't see people like living that stacked on top of each other and being that close to each other all the time. I understand some people love that and they really do enjoy it, but I just don't see
Well, it's how we're living right now.
Well, to some extent, but I mean, between the 4 units that make up our apartment building, there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the one below us is a little different because that's a whole family, but there's 12 people maybe between 4 units.
Well,
with the one downstairs, because we're 2. Next to us is 1. Below them is 2.
1
that's 1. Okay, I thought that was 2.
She's 1. She's got a friend that comes by once a week. I seem like a nosy ass neighbor, but I spend a lot of time on my patio smoking
our
cigarettes.
Neighbors smoking cigarettes and making awesome tables. We just got our table done this week, and let me tell you something. If you guys need a table custom stained and everything, this thing's beautiful.
Hit me up.
I will see if I can take a picture and post it to this video somehow. But I'm new to this whole thing and kind of
be a thumbnail. We could. It's a video.
I could make it a thumbnail
when we mention it.
Yeah.
Also making in the process of making chairs. The problem with making this table right now and like having neighbors so close in proximity is I've done my best for as long as I can to make my projects as least annoying, as unannoying as possible.
There it is. I wasn't gonna think of it, so I'm glad you did.
I'm trying to be nice, like I've got all these power tools, running a drill and a miter saw and all that during the days.
Making some noise.
It makes a lot of noise. It's not pleasant for me to be running that all day. I'm sure you've all heard construction going on next to your house. It's just like that. I've had, off and on projects, but lately, building this table took a week, and now I'm building chairs for it and been running it a lot. And being so close to the neighbor, he finally came over and said something, and he was actually really nice about it. Trying to, like we both live here. The thing I'm trying to avoid most is to disrespect his living space, because
we share a patio.
When the sound I make on the patio invades his living room, like that's not fair.
Yep.
But he came out and was like, "So is this going to be like an endless thing now that you don't?" That you're not like working a full-time job. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. Like, it's true. Like this whole COVID stuff's going on, and I haven't been looking to fill my time otherwise. And
sure,
we need these chairs, but I've been running my power tools for like 6 days straight.
Dude, nothing wrong with that. Everything you've made so far is beautiful, because you've been making, you made shelves for people, you've made this table, you're making chairs. The stuff that you're making is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
So and the way that you made this table, I will post the picture on here so you guys kind of see it again, and I'll probably show it again right now, but it's a round table with 2 leaves out that stick off the sides, so you can tell they're leaves by the staining on the leaves are the opposite checkerboard of the table. So it looks really cool, but I never would have thought to have leaves on the outside and sides of the table versus the middle. I'm always of the thought that, okay, a leaf is going to go between the 2 halves of the circle in the table. You did quite the opposite. You added them on the outside to turn it into more of a rectangle, and it does look very good.
I actually got the idea from my girlfriend's kitchen table.
Okay.
It was, so it's like a rectangle, but on the ends it's got the circle to it, like the little rounded edge, but it would complete a circle, and then it cuts like a straight rectangle through the center of the table in such a way that the sides fold down. So when it folds completely out, like when these leaves fold out, they some bars come out from the middle of the table and support the leaves to make a circle table, and then when you pull those bars in, the curves that would make the rectangle into a circle fold in, and then it becomes a rectangle.
Nice.
So I kind of stole the idea, but mine completely removes rather than
you're right,
and it makes a circle without the leaves and into a rectangle. So I kind of did the opposite.
Yeah,
but still got
It does look really good, though.
Call it inspired or stolen, but I got the idea from something that other people are doing.
Yeah. And when you guys see the picture, if you don't believe that it looks good, you can just shut up and leave us alone. Like, because I unbelievable compared to what we had in here earlier. Because you made yourself, it's your workbench now. You had made, which is. Let me tell you guys something. This thing is like a piece of freaking work out here. It's huge. Like it was bar height. And it's big, and it's now his workbench out on the patio where it was our kitchen table. So it was big and took up a lot of space, but now it's outside and it works great for you for leveling.
It is the most accidental blessing I've ever given myself.
Exactly. That's an excellent way to describe it.
Months ago, before I even wanted it, almost a year ago now.
We were looking for a table. That was it.
Yeah, we needed a table. I was like, I'll build a table. I was like, I like counter height tables. I'll build a counter height table.
Heck yeah.
And
for a while,
I found a piece of wood I liked, and was like, you know what? I'd like a border on it, and I chose 2x6s, which I didn't realize when I just wasn't thinking straight. I smoked too much weed, I guess. When you buy 6-inch borders to go around a piece of wood you like, it adds a foot to the dimensions. So I went from a 2x4 piece of wood that I liked and wanted to make a table out of to a 3x5 table.
Yeah, it's big.
In no time.
No time flags. It's like, oh, just add 6 inches to every side. Oh, wow. It's foot wider everywhere. Oh, no. This is bad.
Those of you that know TE dimensions understand that.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it.
Much bigger.
Well, my beer is empty, so we're going to take a short little... Oh, hang on.
Must be break time.
Must be break time. How did you know? My beer is empty. You had to take a puff. So we're going to take a short little break, collect ourselves, stop going on tangents, and hopefully finish this episode strong. So we will be right back. So again, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it, but we don't owe you jack, and we aren't planning to do anything for you. We'll get to stuff when it comes to us, but yeah. We appreciate the positive feedback, and we'll give you some of the things that you want to hear. But by all means, this is just laughable at
Someone's
this point.
real nice. Sends us a gift.
Oh.
Maybe some money.
Whoa.
Send you a sticker or something.
Please no Coors Light. No Coors Light, please.
Bud House. Bud and PBR only.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Obviously, both being employees of the big one, the Big Bud. I mean, shit. There's no way I can edit out a bubble, man. I can't do it. It's too pure of a sound. Just bubbling along.
Just take the clip.
Nah, I'm not taking a clip. Every one of them is an individual, though.
It's true.
I can't.
No breath will ever be like another day. That is a beautiful point.
Man,
glad you brought that up.
Wow, that's just deep, man. I didn't think we were getting like that deep in this little podcast of ours, but here we go down the rabbit hole again. All right.
Straight on in.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about anyway? Summer?
We were talking about the summer, but then, I mean, we've tangented to the zoo, talking about camels licking turds. We've talked about all kinds of good
My summer is definitely going to involve some beach days.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Beach days are a must, for sure.
Well, actually, yeah, there's some big plans in my, from Candace.
Okay.
Saying we go, girlfriend, go out to Indiana. There's a couple of her friends getting married.
Nice.
This year, and 4th of July is always fun. She's from a lake community. If you've ever seen Ozark, it's, I mean, minus the whole drug laundering. Like, I'm sure there's some of that there too. Who knows? But
you might find out. Probably not. But
imagine living in Ozark next to that happening.
Yeah. One of the good boats out there that's not partaking in that kind of stuff. Exactly.
One of the party boats, but, just...
What's wrong with a party boat, man?
A local. Just a local.
Party barge is where it's at.
Locals work at the gas station and shit.
I mean, everybody's got to get gas in their boats, dude.
They work at the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do any money laundering. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not a chance. Yeah, you'll have a blast. I just boat.
Disregard.
Being on a boat is great. My dad has a little ski boat. Hi, Dad. And we go out usually to Cherry Creek. He wants to get it up to Horsetooth this year, and I'm so excited because if he gets it up to Horsetooth, he's so used to Cherry Creek. He's taken it to Lake Powell once. That was years and years ago. But I think if he gets it up to Horsetooth, just Horsetooth is so much bigger and a lot more open than Cherry Creek Reservoir is. He's going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really worried. Well, I'm not worried. I'm very excited and hopeful that he absolutely loves Horsetooth, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to Cherry Creek much this year. I'm coming up to Horsetooth, because that means that I'll be invited every time that I'll be on the boat, hanging out, chilling.
Hell yeah.
Hanging out with my pops. So it'll be a good time.
So you used to have a dock space, right? At Cherry Creek?
Yeah, that was one year we did that because there were a couple of neighbors that also got dock spaces, and that was interesting. I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot to do with it, and I was up, obviously, here in Fort Collins during that time, so I think that I frequented the dock 2 or maybe 3 times that summer, if that. So it wasn't really a whole lot, but yeah, it was totally different. I mean, it's a whole tight-knit community down there at the docks at the marina at Cherry Creek, and it's a good little group of people, definitely. My dad got to know a lot of people and is still friends with a lot of them today, so it's a cool group.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if he wants to do it again. It was kind of expensive, I think, to have a dock slip for the boat, but who knows, he might do it. I don't think he would ever do that up here in Fort Collins. I think he'd rather just drive it up and drive it down every time, or try and find maybe like a storage unit or something here, a storage area where he could keep it if he wants to. I think that he's going to drive it up and down every time. I just think that he will like Horsetooth a lot more than he likes Cherry Creek. Excuse me.
Why is that? Do you think
it's bigger? It's more open. You don't see
he's
as
got
many
more
boaters.
got more space for the water sports.
Yeah, and I mean Cherry Creek is just a mess. When it comes,
oh, dude, yeah, I remember waiting in that line to get the zebra mussels checked.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it, but again, it's a lot smaller, so you have a lot more boats on a smaller sized reservoir. So the wake out there is crazy. Like as a wakeboarder, you just stubbed your toe, didn't you?
A little bit.
Oh man, only on live.
Only for beer.
Only for beer.
No, I stubbed my toe a lot. Like I said, I'm clumsy. That's why I don't ski.
Yeah. Get you on some water things. Falling in the water doesn't hurt. But yeah, it's my dad, he loves it, and I just love water sports so much. I mean, being out on the wakeboard, it's not that fun when there's a huge wake out there. It's a lot harder to get outside the wake and to really enjoy yourself. It's awesome for inner tubing, and my dad knows this from fact, because you can throw people off tubes like that. If they want to get thrown and the challenge is there, they will be thrown right off of those inner tubes. But if you want to do water skiing or wake surfing or wakeboarding, something like that, you don't want a whole lot of wake out there. So I think that he'll like it just because he's not going to be constantly worried about another boat, and it's a lot more open. There's a lot more ski space out there. So I think that he'll like it in that aspect.
And then Horsetooth's full right now.
And it's going to be full because we got a good snowpack again this year. Maybe we'll have my dad on as a guest. He'll talk about snowpack and water stuff.
There you go.
That'd be funny. He's done that on a podcast once. It'd be funny to hear him talk about it again.
I remember this one time, Eric Robb.
Geologist, man.
The wolf.
Yes, the wolf. Their chief.
Yeah, he came out. I don't remember what he was doing at the time. He's floated from a couple of different, don't we all, from career to career, degree to degree.
Yep.
Struggling to figure out what it is like you want to do with the rest of your life.
I'm still struggling to figure it out, man.
It's a long time to have to figure out what makes you happy. You might as well get it right.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Anyway, he was doing something somewhere else, but he was visiting Fort Collins, and we played disc golf.
Nice.
During the day, and we went up to Horsetooth when it was full as it is now. And he had just gotten into slacklining, and we set up. Yeah, we set
up a slack line between two trees.
Horsetooth is not over full, but it is fuller than it is normally been.
It is over full right now. It's at 112% capacity, which is the high side of where they can keep it. Everything else, that's why we've been starting to see the pooter fill up a little bit, is because it started to drain.
Exactly.
So it is high, and it is high as they will fill it. Now they've got to start all that snow melt that still has to come. It's obviously going to go down, and then they hold it in Horsetooth. Dad, you'd be so proud of me right now. Holy cow, I remember this. But it's really full right now and will remain full because that's a water source for Fort Collins.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're going to keep it as full as they can. Obviously, water needs to go downstream because other people have paid for it. Thanks again, Dad. I feel like this is just going to be a giant thank you to my dad on this. We got to have him on talking about this.
California pays us for water, which...
As they should.
Yes.
It's our water, darn it.
Yep, it is.
It's ours first. It's ours first. They pay for it. They have the right to it. It
belonged
Colorado
to Native
water
tribes first.
Okay.
If you want to play that game, I'm throwing the gauntlet.
Oh, man. Here we go. I've woken the dragon.
No, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Water rights are one of like the... If you ever get into political complications or like a difficult political situation, look up Native American water rights. It's atrocious. That is the word to describe it. It's atrocious.
Gosh,
it's
crazy, man.
Talk about destroying people's future, just like ripping off water rights.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Water is life around here, man. We
Yeah,
live
do
in
not underestimate the value of water.
Yeah,
ever.
No doubt.
Holy cow.
But I think we got to save water for another time, because now that we've started talking about it, would actually be really good to have my dad on as a guest. Maybe one of our first guests, probably not in the next couple of weeks, but just have him kind of talk about it. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Freshen up my research.
So
we're all gonna
have to freshen up our research, man. If you think
talk to an expert,
my dad knows water.
Nothing near.
My dad knows water. If you also need a water pump, Colorado Water Well is a local company to Colorado, obviously, and they make water pumps. Believe it or not, because it's in the name. But great company. My dad is part of it, and it's fantastic. So if you need some sort of industrial-sized water pump, if you're a golf course or a park system or something like that, look into it. Good stuff. But I think that's going to do it for us this week, unless you have any closing comments, statements, thoughts, ideas.
Oh, we should wrap it up maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, that's what we're doing right now.
Maybe we should give a little prequel to like next week. Give it a...
For sure.
Yeah.
What sounds good for next week? What do you want to talk about? We've got a little list going here.
Story time's always good.
We've got all kinds of good stuff. I really like the fact that you wrote up Little Army Men in there. I kind of definitely want to talk about that.
Well, maybe,
if it's not next, Little Army Men will come up.
Let's not do next time, because that's going to be a full episode, because there's a lot of subtext to talk about.
Oh, fantastic. Backstory.
We'll call that one a story time.
That's storytelling with Wilko. Tune in like 4 weeks from now for storytelling with Wilko.
Disasters.
I kind of like disasters, and that one's actually, we should have maybe done that one today, just because your girlfriend had a fire at her apartment. But that was a good one.
That's going to be where we start next week.
There you go.
Fire in the apartment.
There you go, and then we'll go from there. So thanks again for tuning in.
Gosh.
Enjoy your beers and your marijuana if you're a partaker, but we will see you on next.
Stay legal, stay safe, and we'll welcome you back to Wilko Wednesday.